In the early 1970s, the United States was already a nation on edge. The Vietnam War raged on, protests filled the streets, and the country was deeply divided. Against this backdrop, a scandal would unfold that would shake the very foundations of American democracy: Watergate. It began in June 1972 when 5 men were caught breaking into the Democratic National Committee headquarters, located in the Watergate office complex in Washington, D.C. At first glance, it seemed like a bizarre and isolated crime. However, as reporters and investigators began to dig deeper, a web of intrigue and political espionage started to unravel. The burglars were not random criminals. They were connected to President Richard Nixon's re-election campaign, known as the Committee to Re-elect the President, or CREEP. What followed was a relentless effort by Nixon and his closest aides to cover up the break-in and their involvement. Secret payments were made to keep the burglars silent. The FBI's investigation was obstructed. White House staffers lied to investigators and to the public, all in the hope of burying the truth. But the cover-up only made things worse. Journalists Bob Woodward and Carl Bernstein of the Washington Post played a pivotal role in exposing the scandal. Their dogged reporting, aided by an anonymous source known as Deep Throat, revealed the depths of the administration's deception. Congressional hearings were launched, and a special prosecutor was appointed to get to the bottom of the affair. As evidence mounted, it became clear that President Nixon had not only known about the break-in, but had actively participated in the efforts to conceal it. The most damning evidence came in the form of secret White House tape recordings. Nixon had recorded his own conversations in the Oval Office. When these tapes were finally released, they confirmed his involvement in the cover-up. The nation watched in shock as the president's credibility crumbled. The House Judiciary Committee voted to recommend impeachment on charges of obstruction of justice, abuse of power, and contempt of Congress. Facing almost certain impeachment and removal from office, Richard Nixon became the first, and so far only, U.S. president to resign, stepping down on August 9, 1974. The impact of Watergate was profound and long-lasting. Public trust in government, already strained by the Vietnam War, was shattered. Americans began to view their leaders with deep suspicion, and a wave of cynicism swept the country. New laws were passed to increase government transparency and limit the power of the executive branch. The phrase, "What did the president know and when did he know it?" became a symbol of the demand for accountability at the highest levels. Perhaps the most tragic irony of Watergate is that it was all so unnecessary. Nixon was on track to win re-election in a landslide. He didn't need to resort to dirty tricks or illegal acts. The break-in and the cover-up were born out of paranoia and a desire for absolute control, not necessity. Watergate stands as a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked power, the importance of a free press, and the enduring need for honesty in public life. It reminds us that no one, not even the president, is above the law. The lessons of Watergate continue to echo through American history, serving as a stark reminder of the fragility of democracy and the critical importance of holding our leaders accountable.